Hi guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 4 and first let us introduce ourselves. My name is Yana Sophia Putri and I'm from Besp 2019. And here we will talk about our critical book report entitled The Urogenital System. Guys, our topic is about the urogenital system. And this is the task of critical book report. And our name are Hana Sophia Putri and Hana Sophia. We are from group 4 Besp 2019. And the topic of our presentation is about the urinary system and the reproductive system or genitalia system. And first, I will tell you guys about the urinary system. The first is about the structure of mammalian kidney. The vertebrate kidneys are a pair of compact mass of tubules situated dorsal to the abdominal cavity. Urine produced by the tubule is ultimately released into the cloaca or its derivative, the urogenital sinus. We discuss the urinary ducts in some detail later in the chapter when we consider the reproductive system. And the first, the figure A is about the section of kidney showing cortex, medulla, and the aperture of ureter. And B is uriniferous tubule begins in the cortex, loops through the medulla, and then returns to the cortex where it joins with the collecting tubule. And the figure is about the uriniferous tubule. The nephron or nephric tubule and collecting tubule make up the uriniferous tubule. In turn, the nephron comprises the renal or Bowman's capsule and the proximal, intermediate, and distal tubule. The glomerulus is the capillary bed associated with the renal capsule. The excretory duct carries away waste products from several uriniferous tubules. In this section, we examined the kidney using the mammalian kidney to introduce the terminology that describes the anatomical complexity of this organ. And a cutaway view of the mammalian kidney reveals the two regions and outer cortex surrounding a deeper medulla. Urine produced by the kidney enters the minor and then the major calyx, which join the renal pelvis, a common chamber leading to the urinary bladder via the ureter. Elimination of urine from the body occurs through the urethra. Within the kidney, the functional unit that forms urine is the microscopic uriniferous tubule. The uriniferous tubule consists of two parts, the nephron or nephric tubule and the collecting tubule, into which the nephron empties. The number of uriniferous tubules varies from a few hundred in the kidney of cyclomates to over 1 million per kidney in mammals, in whom the tubule of both kidneys combined constitute over 120 kilometers of tubing. The nephron forms urine. The collecting tubule affects the concentration of urine and conveys it to the minor calyx, the beginning of the excretory duct. We can see the figure. The figure is the embryonic appearance of nephric tubules, and the A is the figure of nephric tubules developed within the nephric ridge. And the figure B is the preceding day. Segmental nephrotomes appear in the posterior part of the intermediate mesoderm. And the figure C, we can see the medial end of nephrotomes differentiates into the first part of the nephric tubule, the renal capsule, into which the glomerulus grows. Arterioles sprout from the dorsal aorta. From the glomerulus, the lateral ends of nephrotomes grow outward and fuse with each other into the nephric duct. Sometimes the nephrotome remains connected to the column via the ciliated peritoneal funnel. And second, we will talk about the embryonic development. We have now the type of kidney, namely pronephros, mesonephros, metanephros, and epistonephros. And the first is about pronephros. It called pronephros because the kidney tubules grow from the anterior part of the nephrotome or nephrogenic tissue. And pronephros kidney tubules are called pronephrosal tubules. The number is not much. For example, only 3 pairs in frogs and 7 pairs in human embryos. And pronephros kidney is temporary. Pronephros tubules arise in the anterior parts of the nephric ridge. They produce a pronephric duct that grows posteriorly in the nephric ridge and empties into the cloaca. Of the 3 types of kidney, the pronephros is the first to arise during embryonic development. As I said before, it becomes the adult kidney in a few fish, but is usually replaced during embryonic development of the mesonephros. And the second type is mesonephros. Tubule of the mesonephric kidney arise in the middle of the nephric ridge. These mesonephric tubules don't produce a new duct but instead tap into the pre-existing pronephric duct. To be consistent, the pronephric duct is now properly renamed the mesonephric duct. The mesonephros usually becomes functional in the embryo, but if it persists into the adult, it's modified by incorporation of additional tubules arising within the posterior nephric ridge. This extends mesonephric kidney with additional posterior tubules is termed the opisthenophros. The opisthenophros is found in most adult fish and amphibians. In amniotes, the mesonephros is replaced in later development by a third type of embryonic kidney, the metanephros. And the third is metanephros. Sprouting from the mesonephric duct, the urethric diverticulum, or later the ureter, grows into the posterior section of the nephric ridge, where it stimulates differentiation of tubules that form the metanephros. In males, the mesonephric duct usually takes over the task of sperm transport and is called the vas deferens. In the female, the mesonephric duct degenerates. And the last is opisthenophros. Tubules arising from the middle and posterior nephric ridge from an extended kidney, the opisthenophros, that may develop into the adult kidney of fish and amphibians.
Guys, my name is Hana Sophia. I will discuss the section 3. Kidney phylogen. 4. Kidney function and structure. 5. Evolution and reproductive system. Number 3. Kidney phylogen. Feces are genital organ of a male siren semen. A. While kidney and testes with associated ducts. B. The anterior kidney contains tubules that drain the testes in addition to excretory nephrons. But reproductive and urinary tubules enter the archimbric ducts. C. The posterior kidney is involved in urine formation and is drained by the extrinsic duct. Tetrapod. Even kidney, a section of the kidney in enlarged and cut away to reveal the arrangement of nephrons with and the bulk supply to the nephrons. Kidney function and structure. 1. Exudation is removing the product of nitrogen metabolism. 2. Osmoregulation is regulating water and salt balance. 5. Evolution. Predaptation. Excretion of uric or uric acid converts water and is adaptive for life on land. However, conversion of ammonia into urea or uric acid probably arise will be for vertebrates actually venture onto land. Origin of vertebrates. Marine invertebrates are osmoconformed. The level of salts in their blood are close to those of sweeter, making them isosmoles. Reproductive system. 1. Gonad. A gonad mouse. Adult testicles are usually smaller than the ovaries because adult spermatozoa are more numerous. They are much smaller than eggs. B. Female gonad. From a structural point of view, there are the type of ovaries. First, in most vertebrate animals, the ovary is a dense organ or fluid. When it is cooked, the egg is folded into the climbing cavity. 2. Genital canal. A male genital canal. This sagittal section of the male pelvis shows the reproductive organ and their relationship to the urinary and digestive system. B. Female genital canal. This sagittal section of the female pelvis shows the reproductive organ and their relationship to the urinary and digestive system.